Yo, what's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Coffee Pod. My name is Chisha Zed.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
I got a question for you guys. Do you think there's ever such thing as standards that are too high when it comes to modern women? I mean, seriously, do you ever think chicks say, you know what, these standards might be, and of course here we're talking about standards, right? You ever think standards might be too high? Well, I came across this video of this chick that I've seen a bunch of times online giving other women advice, usually horrible advice. This is the same chick who in another video, when they asked her about Cardi B and how she claimed that she used to drug men and rob them and all types of stuff, and she never catch any backlash for that, she responded with good for her. Because she's like, you can't compare what men do to women as far as SA and other things to Cardi B drugging men and robbing them. And she says she did that in hotel rooms, right, Cardi B, and that response was crazy. And I guess we can't expect anything less. But anyways, check this out, man. This chick talks about a relationship that she's in, and she's always talking about relationships, and talks about why she broke up with the guy and how her standards have been raised even higher. I mean, how high can they get? That's my question. How high can they get, right? These standards of a lot of these chicks out. Let's get it.
Hey you guys, so I recently broke up with my boyfriend, and I didn't think that I was going to share this experience or this story just because it's not that big of a deal and it's kind of private too, but I decided to share it because I felt like the girls really needed to hear about this. So there are two major points I'm going to make, and I'm going to try to keep this very short. So number one, the way that God has carried me throughout this breakup is really nothing short of amazing and unbelievable. Usually after a breakup, I'm a mess. Like, I've been known to cry in the club over a breakup. Like, I'm telling you, days, weeks, and the fact that that has not been my experience this time is only because of God. And I've been really trying to get back to my relationship with him.
I personally say that's a good thing, right? I encourage anybody who's curious about God. That is a good thing. In my opinion. You disagree, that's okay. Let's keep listening.
First and foremost, so that he is leading my relationships from now on. Number two is, I feel like a lot of times when we all see these breakup stories, especially coming from the woman's perspective, it's always like this horror story, like, the stuff that she's been through and what he put her through and all the stuff that she put up with. And we all look at her like, girl, why was you in that relationship? Like, why did you stay? But when I tell you guys that that's not my experience at all, like, it just wasn't. My ex was a great guy. Like, even after we broke up, still sending me flowers to my apartment, like just a great guy, but for somebody else. And we didn't break up because of anything that he did to me, anything that I found out or anything that I did to him. We literally broke up because just of small things that led me to understand that this was not my husband. And so I needed to make room for my husband by exiting that relationship. But I'm telling you, the way that he treated me within this relationship was so good. He's raised my standard. And
Guys, how many times do we see women passing up on good men? At least here she was honest and said he was a good man, still sending her flowers. I'm not saying it should have ended horribly. I'm just saying this is really, 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 really common. Good guys getting passed on and usually never ends well. I'm telling you, man, as far as she's concerned, I hope the best for her. But from what I've personally seen, it will end in tears. It will end in tears. It might take a while, but from what I see, there's not enough coffee. Let's keep listening.
You guys know that my standards were already high to begin with, but my ex treated me so well in our relationship that it was like, if the next guy, he's made it harder for the next guy. Because if the next guy isn't coming like my ex or better, then off the rip, you can get to stepping. Like, so, breakups don't always have to be this, oh, I'm learning a hard lesson or I went through some traumatic experience. Not every relationship is going to end up in a marriage. And the ones that don't end up in marriage doesn't mean that it has to be messy or, as long as you're upholding your standards within the relationship, it should be a positive experience. And honestly,
I agree with that. I agree with the fact that not every relationship is going to end up in marriage, and there doesn't have to be toxicity involved in the marriage. But how are you getting out of relationships and your standards are even higher and higher and higher and higher? How high can you go? Because at some point, you've reached a different level, which we call delusion.
My relationship was a positive experience, and I'm telling you, like, I have nothing bad to say about him, and we're still friends. We still talk and everything, but I just don't feel like the girls hear that often about a relationship that you get out of that has raised your standards. That like he's treated me so well, like the next guy's gonna be hard for him, you know. So I just wanted you guys to hear that because not every breakup is a horror story, and not every breakup is some hard learning lesson. Some breakups are really because you're just maturing and you want different types of relationships, and you just came to understand like I don't see myself marrying that person, so let's not waste each other's time. And that's pretty much what this was. But like I said, great guy, love him, and yeah, that's it.
Interesting. Here's how that breakup probably went. Hey, you've really helped me and realize my worth. Like you did so much for me. You helped me really realize my worth. And so much to the point that I think I deserve better than you.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
Thanks for that. And since he probably still secretly deep down inside somewhere over there is hoping that things work out, or maybe, hey, maybe the guy's like, thank God, things are broken off nice and smooth. Could be that. I think the worst thing here is standards raised even higher and higher and higher. At what end does it turn into delusion, right? These standards. Guys, listen, as always, I'm curious to know, what do you think? Leave your comments down below. I appreciate you for checking out yet another episode of The Coffee Pot. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.